Also on Friday night, the Sun Belt Championship. Troy travels to James Madison. JMU 23.5 point favorites here. 47.5 points is the total. Did these two teams play this year? Let me double check that real quick. Um, JMU has been beating the crap out of everybody. So I don't think they played in the regular season, but I just want to confirm before I really put my foot in my mouth. No, this is the first meeting between these two teams. Now, yeah, James Madison, they kind of, if somebody comes into their house, they kind of kick the crap out of them this year. See, just didn't, they opened the season at home against Weber State. They won by 35. Next up, Georgia Southern won by 25. Um, Louisiana stayed within, you kept it to double digits. They only lost by 10. Old Dominion lost by 36. App State lost by 48, and Washington State came in and made a game of it. Um, I think this is way too many points for a conference championship. I know JMU is kind of the wagon of the Sun Belt nowadays, but I think this is kind of a little bit disrespectful to Troy. The Trojans, they've been chippy in the conference. Obviously they made it here, and they did so. Just first off, they won their first four conference games, and they took a loss against Arkansas State, loss at Old Dominion. I guess that's kind of where they get the line from, just because James Madison beat the crap out of Old Dominion, and Troy got the crap kicked out of them by Old Dominion. But then they won their final two. They beat Georgia State by 12 and beat Southern Miss, who I thought was one of the better teams in the conference, by 10. So Troy, I feel like we've seen them get better as the season has gone on. If I remember correctly, they did not open the season very well. S- so yeah, well they actually played teams in the non-conference schedule. They beat Nichols in week 1 by 18. It did not look very good in that one. Then they lost. They went to Clemson, lost by 11. That happens. Got Memphis at home, lost by 3 touchdowns. Then they played Buffalo at Buffalo and got the win. So kind of a bit of an uneven non-conference slate for them, which, yeah, that's how I remember it. It's just they did not look for it. But then once conference play started, again, rattled off 4 straight wins, including overtime wins or South Alabama and Texas State. And then, they've got, wins each of the last 2 weeks. I'll take Troy plus the 23. This is not a money line play. Thought process here is that I think Troy, for a championship, a conference championship game, Troy's going to get up for this one. I know JMU is going to come out of House of Fire and probably beat the crap out of them. I still think they're able to stay within 3 touchdowns. I understand where the line comes from. I totally get it, but I'm on Troy plus the 23.5. I think it's way too many points for this one. Especially, these conference championships, they do tend, to be a bit tighter. You don't see teams, get as, get quite as loose as they would during a regular season game, just because, they actually are playing for something. Um, I I see the case that JMU wants to dress this one up to try to sneak into the last, college football playoff spot. I think even if they dress it up, I don't think they get there. So I think Troy stays within the number. JMU wins by 20. So let's take Troy plus the 23.5 as the play here. All right, next up.